It's pretty. It's pretty sober. Hey, y'all. Hey. Hey, y'all. Hey. It's your girl, Glamo. Y'all know, y'all new sober bestie. Part ghetto, part bougie, but always keeping it 100. This is Pretty Sober, the podcast, and we trying to get this thing a one-take Jake today. And if not, y'all gonna get a bunch of edits because last episode totally stressed me the freak out. This is the podcast where real life meets recovery. And when I tell you everything is in real time, and you probably gonna get some drunken moments and me acting like an alcoholic, and cause listen, I'm not all the way healed, all right? So one thing about me not being all the way healed, I don't remember nothing. I have to write everything down, and yeah, it's hard for me to stick to the program. So y'all about to work this thing out in real time with me. All right, cool. I hope y'all here for it. I got my whole thing I wrote out so I can stay on track this time and give y'all an elevated experience with me. But I know just y'all being here with me is just pretty much an elevated experience already. I'm out here in nature doing the thing I love to do the most, be outside, and which is totally crazy because I never liked to be outside before. But I love sitting outside in solitude alone with my thoughts, or either my podcasts, or either my music, and just thinking about how I can't stand people. Okay, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's definitely one of those days today. In this episode today, I wish I had some ads, right? I could be like, this episode today is brought to you by the dear folks at Kiss My Ass, because we don't have none today. I'm legit tripping today. I apologize, y'all. This episode today is called Glowing from the Inside Out, sis. And obviously, I'm having a pretty good day. So I am glowing from the inside out. I would like to think I don't have on. I was about to lie to y'all, okay? This is a beauty episode. Because when I feel my worst, I like to talk about beauty the most. And inside, I'm gonna give y'all a check-in real early in the beginning of this episode. Inside, I feel really shitty. That has a lot to do with a lot of things I got going on right now. Inside, I feel shitty, so on the outside, I like to look pretty. And it definitely worked today. I woke up in a somber mood, not a sad mood. I wasn't sad. I'm not sad about anything, just really somber because life is lifing. Shit is transitioning. Relationships are changing. I am excited about a lot of shit. I'm excited, and I'm also scared. So, woo, I'm excited and I'm scared at the same damn time, right? So, which would create conflicting emotions. So I'm not sad because, you know, shit gotta evolve and shit gotta change, and most of the time when it's evolving, it's changing for the better, and I just have to trust the process. So I'm in the middle of trusting the process right now, and this is where we at. So like I said, this episode is going to be called Glow from the Inside Out, child, and we got a lot to talk about today. And I have my phone and I have my notes here, so when you see me looking down, yes, I'm reading off my phone. And these cars are disrespectful, so hopefully these headphones help this time with the noise cancellation. I do have a funny story for y'all, but I'm gonna save it because I'm trying to get through this episode, and angel numbers keep coming up for me from yesterday and today. Time on the clock right now is 333. I like that. Last time I looked, it was 222. I got 222 last night too, so y'all already know I delved into it already. I'm ready, y'all. I'm definitely ready. I'm ready for it all. So here, today we talking about something that always get folks in their feelings. And trust me when I say it definitely gets them in their feelings. We are talking about beauty. Yes. beauty, makeup, skincare. All right, let me go ahead. I done read my little script, so let me go ahead. We're talking about makeup, we're talking about beauty, we're talking about skincare, and we also talking about putting that shit on. Trust me, because I like to put that shit on, and none of this costs a lot of money. Because sis, when I say I am a single mother, I'm definitely not a single mother. I'm an empty nester at this point, but I still have children that I have an obligation to. So I'm not rich by any means, but one thing I know how to do is put a look together. And it don't always come out right, but when it do, when that look is connecting, it's connecting. I'm also not afraid to try shit. Like, I'm very high-low in anything that I try. So whether that's makeup, whether that's a beauty routine, whether that's my outfit, my shoes, my bag, very high-low. I don't have to be name brand designer to the socks. Yeah, it don't never have to be that, sis. Most of the time, you're gonna get a nice bag, a thrift store look, a nice shoe. You may get one or two signature statement pieces that I have, but for the most part, Glamo is just showing up in her own unique style, her own creative way. I done popped the button off of something. I done put a pin in something. I done tore something up and tied it back up, and then I made a signature look and put a nice little boot on with it and a nice little bag. And guess who showed up to the function with her eyelashes done and her lip gloss on? It's always just gonna carry, because that's naturally what I carry, and a smile and a nice attitude and a demeanor. So it's gonna give what it gotta give when it needs to give it, but it ain't giving all the time, sis. I didn't always show up. No, that would be a lie. I've always been totally extra, and that's not a negative connotation for me. Extra for me is just what it is. It's part of my routine. So extra has always been part of my routine. I've never been the girl who ain't gave something, because I feel like they were being nosy. I was never the girl who never gave something, because I always had to do that. Society made me feel like I needed to always do that. I also came from a mother who always had to give, and I think that was because that's how she was raised. I think that's just the generation that she came from. She always gave. She always gave. She always came through with a slit in that dress. She came through with the trends, the styles. That was whether it was on her body or it was on her kids or it was in her house. That's how I was raised. And so that's what I've always gave. I've always also been an extra chunky girl, so my appearance was, my mother felt like we were representations of her. So we always came out the house looking put together, and it was just in me. It was never just a 1-2. Like, I can remember being younger, and my favorite outfit when I was younger, and I swear to God, I seen the same outfit in the store the other day, and I was about to get it, but like, I'm pushing 43, so I'm pushing 43. I am 43. I'm 43. That outfit was giving very much junior high, but it made me feel so good. It reminded me of when I was younger and what I would give. And it was the outfit. It was a little pink. You know how when you were younger they had these two pieces? It was a skirt. No, not a skirt. It was like a little skirt with some black biker shorts under it, but it was a leopard outfit. And I love me some leopard and cheetah print ever since I was a little girl. And you know, leopard and cheetah print is a real extra. It was leopard and cheap. It was a leopard outfit. It was hot pink and black. And it was a little two-piece. It was a top and a bottom, a skirt set with some shorts under it. That was my favorite outfit. You could not get me out of it. I don't know. I'm sure I grew out of it, but I wore that damn outfit down to the ground. I wore that outfit to the ground. That was my favorite outfit. So that's just to go to show you how extra I've always been. And I don't think anything is wrong with being extra. And I feel like sometimes when you extra and you got a little extra, you need to give your friends who lacking some of it. Just a little inspiration. So that's why I am here today, is to give y'all a little extra. I want y'all to find y'all extra in yourselves. And even if you don't feel comfortable in it, find it in yourself just for a little bit. Maybe just for this episode. Not for anything else, but maybe just while you're here now. Say, what is so over the top and ridiculous to me that, something that you might feel like is just corny, or something that you might feel is like, it's just totally stupid. And what's the point of that? Like, what's the point of putting on eyelashes every day? What's the point of putting on lip gloss when you're going out the house every day? Like, that is just so extra. What's the point of putting on, I'm being nosy at the moment, sorry guys. What's the point of putting on, I'm being nosy as shit. What's the point of like doing all of that just to go to the grocery store? So funny, I do have another story about that, but hopefully I'll remember to get into it. So like I said, I had this whole little, okay. So the real point of me making this, wanting to do this episode, is because I do have a lot of women who are just very resistant to, like, I don't know if they, and I don't think they're trying to be offensive when they say it or when they do it, but I think sometimes when I show up, they feel like it's a personal attack on how they show up. And it's really, girl, I'm just showing up. I'm just here. I didn't do any of this to make you feel away, or to actually, I didn't even try. I didn't try this morning when I got up. It was a, and I know sometimes I often will say to make people feel better, and I really have to stop doing this shit, because I'm just here and I'm taking up the space that God told me I was allowed to. And I want you to be able to take up the space that you're allowed to take up to. So if I'm just here, sitting here, not minding nobody's business but my own, and you're like, oh, that must have took a long time for you to do that this morning. And it's, no, it actually didn't. I looked in the closet. It's actually very effortless for me to go look and put two things together and put that shit on. It's very effortless for me to go put an outfit together. Very effortlessly, because it ain't a word. It's not a word, and that's why it's so hard for me to say it, because it's not a goddamn word. It doesn't take a lot of effort for me to put an outfit together and be like, oh, that makeup will look nice with that. Let me just go put that makeup on. Or it's not. And every time I don't get it right, but shit, I try. I put some thought into it. Not like I try, because I did just totally contradict what I said. I do put an effort into making sure every day I show up for myself in order for me to show up in the world. I hope that sounded better and it made more sense to people. So I do get women who are like that's too much for me. They'll say that's too much for me. No, I'm not doing all that. That's too much. I just get up and go. I grab something and put it on, and then that forces me to be defensive and be like, well, I can tell. Like, I can tell you just grab something and put it on. I can tell. I feel like people treat you how you treat yourself. So if I show up looking like crap, people are going to think they can treat me like crap. That's just how I feel. I mean, people gonna try it anyway. So people are gonna treat you how they want to treat you, or how they think they can treat you. But I'm not gonna show up looking like no bullshit. So I hope you know that this is not how it's going. This is not what we're doing. Sorry guys. So yeah, oh, this is my favorite one. So happy I tapped back in. This is the one that I always get. Oh, I don't need all that. Yeah, I be like, I just do, like, I like usually, and today I made sure to be very, like, intentional on what I did. I did my little eyebrow, I did my lashes, and I do my little winged liner. I do a little liner, do a little eyeliner and lip liner and some gloss. Put a little highlight on my cheeks. Maybe I'll put some blush on just to, like, for some color. But that's all I did today, because fuck it. I mean, we here, right? This is how I show up every day in the world. And then I put on a smile. And when I don't feel like smiling, don't ask me why I'm not smiling, because I'm not. But most of the time, like, I'm smiling, or I have a pleasant demeanor, which really helps when being out in the world, because who the fuck wants to walk around mad all the time? Not this girl, okay? So I usually I don't need all that. And it really be like, yes, sis, you do need all of that. But listen, for me, beauty is not just about vanity. It is a form of power, and it's a form of healing, and a form of, like, self-respect. It shows how much you really love yourself. There's different forms of beauty. If you don't feel beautiful, you usually won't show up in the world as a full whole person. And for me, when I look good, I feel good. And I tell people this all the time. If I look like shit, I feel like shit. Like, so if I'm sick or something like that, you'll know it. You will know when I'm sick, because I look like it. And once again, it does not take a lot to, like, at least feel like you did something for yourself. I'm also one of those people who, and I really have this bad, it is something that I don't know if I need to change, but it's something in me. So I can't get my day started without putting some type of effort into myself, whether that's my morning routine, or whether that's totally getting up, taking a full shower, putting on a full outfit. Or the worst time I had was during the pandemic, because I worked from home, so I didn't have a lot of interaction with the outside world until we started being able to go outside for shit. And then I would just go to the stores to buy shit, just to get out the house. So during the pandemic, I had a bunch of loungewear, a bunch of lounge sets that I spent a lot of time in Target. So this boycott is very necessary at this time, because I gave them a lot of my money during the pandemic. So I have a bunch of, like, cutesy little lounge sets that I will put on every morning. I will get dressed every morning. I didn't do my makeup. I definitely changed my wigs. I did my hair. Yeah, I had locks at the time too, so it wasn't that hard to do my hair. Made sure I laid my edges, but I looked like something for myself, because if I would have just every day just been, and I know the pandemic was rough, and that's why it was so important for me, myself, to pour into myself, because it was a rough time. It was a very rough time. And if I got up each morning and was intentional about how I looked, even though I'm sitting in the house by myself, I would have to get on Zoom every morning with my coworkers. But if I was just intentional on how I looked and took a million goddamn selfies, I was okay, because the only place I was really showing up to was Instagram and Facebook. So if I had a photo shoot, I was good because I knew I looked good. But also during the pandemic is when my alcoholism had taken a swift turn, and sis, sometimes the lip gloss was the only thing that I was holding on to, okay? And the wig, that was the only thing I was holding on to. So beauty is definitely a form of power for me. And I want to help you find your power back in yourself. Like I do. I think it's very important for women to understand the power of their beauty. And this isn't just about vanity, really. It's really not just about how you look on the outside. It's the beauty that you really possess inside as a full, whole person. In sobriety, I have this whole different glow. Like, and it's not even what I do every day. Like, people are noticing the glow that I have. And of course, I'm sure it's because I'm not drinking wine the way that child, I must have thought wine was the beauty secret. And for a moment, I would use things like, I would get facts that, you know, wine helped your heart. Drinking red wine helped your heart, and it helped. I could bust down the facts for you. But also, wine made my skin very dry. I definitely gained some more weight off of wine because of all the sugar. But I also lost a lot of weight too, because those were the only calories I was consuming because I drank so much goddamn wine. This particular subject came for me from the more frequent and intimate interactions that I've had with women lately. And noticing that for a lot of women, it's hard to take a compliment, right? Like, I'll be like, oh, I like your outfit today, or your hair looks cute today, I like it like that. And then they'll get like super uncomfortable and start rejecting, like, and it'll be like, oh no, you know, I didn't really do anything to it. Oh no, you know, this old outfit, or oh no, or I'll say like, you look cute. Like I'll say like who they look like to me or remind me of, and it'll be like, oh no, I don't think of myself like that. Like, that's just so like, and it's like, god damn, you would have think I told you your ass is fat in them jeans or something. Like, girl, I just said you was cute. So then that makes me start to feel like, damn, maybe I shouldn't be just throwing out compliments to people. But like, it's like literally harmless. So I started to notice that this is a thing with women. Like, this is a thing with women who, I don't know if it's not that they're not that confident or what it is, but it's just like a thing. I don't know. So I was recently reading a book called Living in Wisdom, and it's by Debbie Brown. And Debbie Brown, I really love her. You should look her up on Instagram. She's really, really cool. I originally followed Debbie when she was a radio show host, I think over in California or something. Somehow I found her. She was on one of the like hip hop channels, and this was a while ago. And then she like transitioned into this she does meditations and yoga and shit now. I don't know what you call them, like a lifestyle coach now, but like, she's really, really good. I really like her. So I read her most recent book, and when I was reading it, I took the passage straight out the book because I wouldn't have remembered it anyway, and I want to make sure I got it totally right for y'all. And it's so resonated with me. I'm sitting on the beach, I'm reading this book, and I just start freaking crying because it gave me a whole new perspective on like women and beauty and how they actually see beauty, because I've never seen it this way. Like, I've always been able to recognize when there's a beautiful woman. I love beautiful women. I come from a family of beautiful women. Like my mama was like 10. That was a bad bitch. My mama was a bad bitch. I always thought my sisters were beautiful. Like my oldest sister, I always, even when I was a little girl, I thought her cheekbones were like so beautiful. She had like because she was a brown skinned girl, and you know, in our community, that's the thing, light skin and brown skin. So I had a sister who was lighter, and then I had a sister who was brown skin. And I always thought my brown skinned sister had like these really African features. But when I think about it now, my lighter skinned sister, she has them too. We all have them, but they weren't something that was highlighted when we were younger. So I always thought I was ugly when I was younger. Well, not ugly. I thought I was awkward looking, or I thought I was funny looking because of my big forehead, my big nose, and my big lips. But those happen to be like the highlights of my face now. But when I was younger, they just were not the features to have. Like, but now people are paying for them, and I have them naturally. So anyway, back to, because I'm rambling again and not looking at my notes, back to what I was saying. So in the book, it says the way of beauty is its own system of healing. We are drawn to aesthetics because beauty holds power. Women tend to reject beauty when they experience trauma or pain, mainly because it seems frivolous, shallow, or dare I say, silly. Especially in contrast with the darkness and the ugliness that we hold deep inside. We start to internalize that void of beauty, refusing to look in the mirror, avoiding seeing ourselves by any means. Rejection of self-care is rejection of caring for yourself, which makes a lot of sense when you're coming from a place of trauma. The idea of self-care may piss you off because no one has ever cared for you, so you always had to be the one to care for yourself, and devotion is the answer. And when I tell y'all, that made me think of like so many experiences where I think of like maybe women who have experiences where they were violated when they were younger, or where they were violated by people, and they're holding that inside of themselves, and they use that, you know how they say they use that, they either turn two different ways. They become promiscuous, or they like totally withdraw from anything in sexual nature, and they totally detest it. That made me think of that immediately, because if you think because you look a certain way people will violate you, you may start to cover up, or you may start to like try to look your ugliest so people won't be attracted to you in any type of way, subconsciously. Maybe it's a subconscious thing or not, you know what I'm saying? So I just felt like that was really deep, and really, like, I'm telling you, it just gave me a totally different perspective as far as how women may look at their beauty. And it's also, if I look this damn good, like, people can't resist me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm giving these people a reason to want to do these things to me, or I don't want attention from people, so I'm not going to take up the space, and I'm not going to look like I put something into myself. You know, like, I don't know, because a lot of us women, we do blame ourselves for the things that happen to us, which we know had nothing to do with us. It doesn't matter how you show up. If someone wants to violate you, they're going to violate you anyway. And you can't help how people look at you. You can't help what people think. I mean, there are people who, for me, it's interesting at the things that like people get turned on by. Ankles. Like, it's just, if you're always, that was just the first thing that popped in my head, because men are like turned on by the craziest thing, or people, I don't know, because I don't know, but they're turned on by the craziest thing. So how can you really, like, how can you stop that? I don't know. So I thought that was really important as far as like how women reject their beauty. and then how they project that on other women, and how when they do see a woman that is confident, or a woman that is maybe all into her beauty, and that kind of upsets them. Like, who do you think you are? Like, I don't need all of that. I don't need all that makeup. I don't have to do all that. And it's really like, oh no, you just telling me how you feel about yourself, because it's not even about you doing all of that. It's you don't even find the time to pour into your own cup. How do you expect other people to pour into your cup? Like, if you're always pouring into other people's cups, so you'll get up each morning, you'll make sure your children look good to go out of the house, but then your ass walking out the house in pajama pants and a bonnet, or you throwing on a sweatshirt or a t-shirt with stains on it from yesterday and some leggings, but your children look top notch. What about you, sis? Like, what about you? Everybody else gets to look and feel good except for you. For me, that's never made sense. Like, I've always been the person that we all gonna look good, me and my children included. I'm not leaving myself out. Some may say that that's like a bit self-centered and selfish, and when I say some, I mean my mother. She would tell me all the time, like, what you need to get your hair done for? Get the kids' hair done. And be like, they getting theirs done, I'm just getting mine done first. But they're going to get theirs done. Like, but that was a control thing, because I knew what I had going on. Like, I was never leaving my kids out of anything, but I also wasn't excluding myself. So, I don't know. The thing about that beauty, and also if I think about like my deep drunken days, how I always I didn't want to show up like I had an alcohol problem. So I would definitely overdo it on everything. I needed to make sure my hair was done. I needed to make sure my face was right. I needed to make sure my nails were done. I needed to make sure I didn't at least look like an alcoholic, because what does an alcoholic look like? There's not really a real look to it. But I always wanted to make sure I showed up and presented well, even when I was falling apart. And most of the time I was falling apart. Most of the time I would be drunk and I can't remember what's going on, but I felt like I looked cute. Now, if we want to talk about feeling like looking cute and actually looking cute, that's a different story. Because when I tell you, I can scroll through my phone now, and a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I can show you some pictures of a girl who thought she looked cute and looked a hot ass mess. And I can particularly think about this one time. So I'll give y'all a quick story time, because y'all be all up in my business and y'all be wanting to know. I'll give you a quick story time. So this guy that I was seeing, this guy that I see sometimes, and I still see him while I'm sober too. So this is what makes it funny. This is why I'm telling the story. So this guy I was seeing, he was going to come over and we was gonna kick it. And you know, and when a guy is coming over, you prepare. Like, as a woman, I do. So I'm gonna make sure like I look good, I smell good, that type thing. So I had been drinking already the whole weekend, because he came over Saturday like afternoon. So I had already been drinking Friday night after work, because that was my setup. Friday night after work, I had been drinking the whole night. Wake up that morning, I start drinking again. So I'm already drunk by the time he's gonna come over. But I still have to get ready in the morning. So I get up and do all my morning stuff. But I'm drunk as hell, and I know I'm drunk as hell, and I'm not sure if that was a wine night or a tequila night. Whatever night it was, I was fucked up. I was fucked up. I definitely looked from the pictures I looked like I was fucked up, but in retrospect, I thought that I looked good. I literally thought that I had did my makeup, I had put on my lashes, put on my little outfit that I got out, and I usually would have like little outfits that I would wear, so not like lingerie or nothing like that. I would have like little lounge outfits that I would wear to make it look like I wasn't putting much effort into his visit, but I actually was, because I wanted to look cute still too. So he came over, we kicked it for a few hours, and I was totally, when I drunk by myself because I was a wine drinker. Most men that I know don't drink wine, so if they would come over to my house, I was not accommodating them. You better bring your own stuff or you're not going to be in this party. So I was drinking. He's a smoker, so he was smoking, and then I was drinking, and I was fucked up. Like, I was fucked up. And that was one of the days I was super emotional too. So I think I was like in my feelings about something. I don't even know what it was, to be honest. But I think I started crying. I'm not sure. I think I started crying. I don't know what the fuck happened, but by the time he left, I looked in the mirror. By the time he left, I looked in the mirror and I looked a hot fucking mess. Like, wig all over my head. I didn't have on mascara, but I had like, I think eyeliner, like running eyeliner, and I just looked really, I remember looking in the mirror and getting even sadder because I looked like, I hate to say it, I looked like a junkie. Like, so you know when you see that one woman that drinks a lot but thinks she still has it, or does a lot of drugs but she thinks she's still sexy and she thinks she still got it, and she out in the street or out in the bar, she's switching, and like, I looked like one of those. I definitely had that look, but I thought I looked cute. But, and maybe I did start off cute, I don't remember, but I know by the time I took them pictures and I looked in that mirror, oh, when I got sober, when I got sober, y'all, he got it. He definitely got it. I'm like, why you didn't ever tell me I looked like this? And he like, what are you talking about? But men are stupid. They're not welcome to this channel, so they won't hear me saying this. But I mean, and also men, let's not talk about how what Cardi B say. they'll have sex with anything with two eyes. So yeah. Yeah, I totally laid, once I got sober, I totally laid into him like, why would you have me out here like this? And it wasn't his fault. Like, definitely my fault, but I was very upset. So anywho, that was a little story for y'all. Now let me get back to my notes, because I'm crazy. I am crazy. But, so, I'm not saying that makeup always does the trick, right? Makeup does not always do the trick, but it does help you to like honor yourself in some little type of way. It does help you to feel like you put some effort into yourself. It does help to like feel like you did something. So, here's the thing. If we give our extra away all the time, we'll show up glowing for a man, for a job, for Instagram, but we won't just do it for us. And all I'm saying is, sis, do it for you. Do it for you. I don't even know if that fit in this part, but that was part of my notes, and that was after my story, my crazy ass story that I had. But all I can say is, when you look good, you feel good. That's what I got. So that's on period. Right now, we're going to go into the Pretty Sober Solution segment. All right, y'all. It's time for the Pretty Sober Beauty Solution. Because recovery ain't just about what you put down, it's about what you pour back into yourself. This is where we mix a little glow up with a little healing so you can shine on the outside and the inside. Let's get into it. Today we're going to talk about some at-home glow up routine. And I know a lot of people have like morning routines, nightly routines. I don't do a nightly routine. I just wash my face at night, literally with cleanser, and that's all I do, because I don't, the way I told you, the way I did get my day started is by doing everything in the morning, and that's the way I kind of set the tone for my day. So I have to do a morning routine, a morning facial routine. So what we gonna start with, and it's an easy 4-step routine. You don't have to do nothing spectacular. It might be a little more intricate, but I can show you how to make this everyday morning routine, or how to extend it out. So you just want to cleanse your face. You can either get super bougie with your cleanser, or you can get super budget friendly. So I know there are a lot of cleansers that are like high-end rice wash. I think that's one, like it's called Tatcha, I think. It's a high-end cleanser. I go for strictly, not strictly, because I also got a very budget friendly one, but I do CeraVe. And a long time ago, a few years ago, a while ago, my dermatologist had put me on CeraVe products, and I was doing the cleanser, it was the cleanser, the moisturizer, and I think they had like some stuff for my dark spots, because one thing I'm gonna do, baby, is pick in my face. And I try not to. My son does it now, and I really hate that. He definitely got that from me, because I definitely, anytime I see a pimple, pop, 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 and then it's a black spot on my face, and I'm gonna just have to use my toner or my balancer to hopefully it'll go away. Or my makeup. It is what it is. So you're gonna start off with a cleanser. After that, that's just like washing all the gook away from your face, getting all that, washing away them old habits, washing away that old, if you want to tie it into like your recovery, think about it as like you getting rid of the old stuff, washing away the old, refreshing your face for the new. Then we're gonna go into like steaming. So you can either buy an expensive steamer, or I don't have a facial steamer. I just use the good old towel, hot towel. Get it super hot. You can do a bowl, and you can actually put a bowl of water in the microwave, heat it up, and you can do that to use your steamer. One of the things I do is use my towel though. So I will use a very, very hot towel, steam my face, or I'll do a shower steam. Definitely do a shower steam. And that's like, you're definitely with that. So if we want to use that for recovery, that's like releasing all the toxins in your face and letting it all go, letting all that shit come out your face, all the stuff you've been holding in. I love a good shower steam, because you know what, the shower is where I pray, the shower is where I steam. I do all of that in the shower. Then you could do like a mask or something. So a facial mask, I don't do that daily. I don't use the facial mask daily, but that's something that's part of, like, if I do a nightly routine, I definitely will do the facial mask on my nightly routine. You can do a high-end facial mask for that. There's Fresh Rose face mask, or you can get Aztec Secret Indian Healing Clay. I like clays, and I had a really good one from Fenty before, a facial clay that worked really, really well. It left my face really, really smooth. Yeah, and with that facial, with the clay, so like I said, that's one of the things I do the mask for nighttime, is because it makes you actually be still. It makes you, so if you think about it in your recovery, you know, it actually gives you time to sit and pause and be still, because you can't go outside with a clay or a mask on your face. So you're just gonna be sitting there taking it in. It's a good time to meditate. It's a good time to journal. Actually, just to sit there and be still and be in it for the moment. And then after you wash that clay off, or that face mask, you want to wash that off, you'll get a moisturizer, a good moisturizer for your skin. Now, I do moisturize in the morning. I make sure it has an SPF in it, because I like to keep the melatonin in my skin. Also, like, I use things to protect my skin, to barrier my skin, and to seal it all in. And one of the other things I do want to say, I am not a professional mua. I'm not at all. Like, I was self-taught. I learned everything on my own. I learned everything from YouTube University. So I don't have all the answers. I do just know what works for me. So every day, I can tell you faithfully what I do. I cleanse, I tone, and then I moisturize. And the toning is to balance out my face. Like I told you, I'm a picker, so I need to balance that out. And then I moisturize my face, and I keep it pushing. Put some lip gloss on, and that's exactly what I did today. And if you're worried about like price points and shit, one of the other things I found is that the Dollar Tree has some really good facial products. And I know people hate, like, people don't live by the Dollar Tree. I actually found some good tips from Dollar Tree from some co-workers, and also because I was also one of those people, like, I'm never using this stuff in here, it's gonna break me out. I have really sensitive skin, so honestly, the expensive shit has broken me out before, and the cheap shit has not. Like, I'll never forget, I went out of town and I left my face wash at home. I didn't pack, I left my makeup kit. I packed my bag and I left my face stuff at home. So I had to go to Walmart. I had to go to Wally World because that was the only place there. So you can imagine, I was in the South. So Wally World was the biggest store that I could go to, but I had to go there, and I bought some Neutrogena because I was just being fancy. I'm out of town. I'm gonna buy this Neutrogena facial cream, and it had the what is it called? The sialic acid. Y'all know what I'm talking about, but it had that in there, and because it was Neutrogena, I thought that this was what I was supposed to be using, and it was expensive. It was a name brand. So when I tell y'all, I used that fucking Neutrogena and my whole face broke out in like little hives, and they were on my face my whole trip. Ugly. When we talked about ugly and the beauty could not shine from the inside, it was on the outside. I was so pissed. Like, I was so pissed. So I don't try new stuff anymore. I know they tell you to do a facial test, but also ain't nobody got time. I don't have time. I didn't have time. That's why I stick with what I know. And I also, if I buy something new, I will try it at night. So if I wake up ugly, then that is what it is, but I won't be going outside that way. So that is a good facial routine in the Pretty Sober Solutions this week. And also on top of that, ooh, that was a cute little white bug. On top of that, the other thing you can do is just walk outside with a smile and be confident and radiate in all that beauty. You do not have to, that's a part of that's an extra step in the glow up. When you smile, did you know, when you smile, it does release, like, is it serotonin or something like that? So it releases an extra layer of beauty for reals. Like, smiling just helps you get into the, like, beauty of it all. Because I promise y'all, when y'all look good, y'all feel good. And when you smile, you look even better. Like, it's like, what's she smiling about? Like, why is she so happy? People are invested and they want to know because you look good. So yeah, that is the Pretty Sober beauty solution of the week. Make sure y'all cleansing, washing, masking, hydrating, doing all the things for your skin to glow on the outside. And then we're gonna go into dropping gems and talk about glowing on the inside. All right, y'all, it's that time, dropping gems. Basically, this is me sliding your DMs with some unsolicited advice, except this time you actually gonna need it, and hopefully you use it. All right, so listen close, because I'm about to put you on some game that your mama probably ain't never taught you, but hopefully I'm gonna teach you better. All right, let's get into it. And this week in dropping gems, guys, here's what I know. Pouring into yourself on the outside can be the gateway to healing on the inside. When I tell you I be writing, the way I write is elite. My writing is elite. I hate that I can't articulate it in the same way that I write it. So anyway, you cannot pour from an empty cup, and I said that earlier. If you always running on fumes, it's really going to show in your spirit. It's going to show that you are in a deficit, and it's not cute. It's really not cute to like feel like you have to give it all the way to everybody else, because who said that? Who said that? Like, who said you got to give it to everybody else and save nothing for yourself? And once you get to that point, I swear it's very hard to find the beauty in anything. That's in the people that you're dealing with. That's in yourself. It's very hard when you're running on fumes. So keep yourself up and fill your own cup up first so you can give to others. And I don't know. I just feel like being confident in it, even if it starts off like very fake. You ever heard the term like fake it till you make it? I was a proponent, if that's the word. I think that's the word. But I'm definitely a fake it till you make it girl. Definitely. Because I would buy a knockoff bag in a minute until I can afford the real thing. And that's just because I like nice things. Like, I like nice stuff. I do. Yeah, and I like a certain aesthetic at times. So confidence is a muscle. You don't get abs in a day, and you don't get confidence a day. You start small. You start with little things like, oh, that wing liner, I like how that look. I'm gonna try that again tomorrow. Or, oh, that highlighter, I like how that highlighter looked on my cheeks. I'm gonna try that again tomorrow. Or, oh, that lip combo, I really like that lip combo. Let me try that again. Like, let me see. Let me put a little effort into it. You know, another thing I found out also is that people not out here moisturizing every day. Like, y'all really not using lotion every day? Y'all don't use... It's just... Okay. I know y'all not out here using lotion every day, because people are surprised when I tell them I literally use shea butter every day. Like, I moisturize my body every day, but also I get compliments that I'm so soft. But no, that's one of the things that's important to me. So it's important for me to moisturize every day, even if you don't think you should. I think that's a part of the self-care, because it takes a lot of time to actually put on lotion every day and to actually sit down in that space and honor your body. And that's another way that I honor my body. And I think that's why I can be so body positive at times, because when I'm moisturizing, I'm like literally rubbing my thighs, like, and my thighs are juicy, and all right, TMI, but y'all my girls, so I can share it with y'all, right? I really be turning myself on a lot. I do. I really do. And that's like, I swear to God, I really be turning myself on when I'm doing like my beauty rituals. Putting on shea butter every day, rubbing my feet, rubbing my thighs, like, not even like the sexy parts of me, just being like honoring my body. Like, this is my muscle, this is my biggest organ, my skin. Like, I love it. And because I honor it so much, I can't just let any fool be touching all over my temple like that, because the way I love my temple and the way I put so much work into it, And that's why I know the power that it possesses, because if I'm turning my own self on, what the hell am I doing to these other people out here? No, dead ass, y'all. For real, for real. I also like to smile a lot. And I think smiling a lot is a part of that confidence that you get. So I do smile a lot because my mom paid a lot for my teeth. I do smile a lot because I think I have a beautiful smile as well. I also smile a lot because there were days that I didn't find nothing to smile about at all. And I'm just so grateful that I am able to smile. And when people find imperfections within their smile, I notice that it's usually because that's what people told you, that it doesn't look good. So if you have a chipped tooth or a missing tooth, or what's the other thing people don't like about themselves? A gap. Like, there's so many things that we don't like about ourselves that other people like about themselves. Like, and when you walk in it and you're confident in it and you like, this is what you get. So for me, one of those things is my weight. People will consider, if you're a big girl, like, some people don't like that. Also, some people really do. And the more confident that I am in my weight, people respect it. People understand. The way I throw my hips, the way I walk, the way I strut. And I know I strut because I walk really, really slow, and because I'm not in a rush and I need you to see all this greatness. I just be fucking with y'all, but dead ass. Like, so I know because I'm confident in it, there's no way that, even if you don't see the beauty in it, it makes me feel 10 times better. Like, just honoring myself. Like, God gave me this one body. How can I not see the beauty in it? How can I look in my face in the mirror and not see the beauty in that? How can I look at my kids who look exactly like me, so I say, who look exactly like me, and not see the beauty in my own face when I think my kids are freaking beautiful? All 4 of them. And my grandkids, y'all all look like me. How can I look at myself and think I'm ugly? Y'all tripping. Y'all tripping. If y'all can't look in the mirror and see that y'all kids look exactly like y'all, and y'all think y'all kids are beautiful, but you don't think you're beautiful, you nitpicking yourself, are you doing that to your kids? No, honestly, think about that. If you nitpicking everything about you, are you picking your children apart? And if you are, stop. Stop picking them apart, because you're fucking up their self-esteem the way yours is fucked up. Okay? Okay, so beauty is not about perfection. It's about presence. It's about saying, I'm here, I matter, and I choose me. Okay? And we're going to start teaching our children this too, because we are breaking generational curses. And we are creating new standards for what beauty is in our lives and in our children's lives. And if we don't have children, the younger people under us. The people that are watching us for motivation, people that are watching us as mentors, we're changing that. And we're telling them it's okay to choose yourself. It's okay to find the beauty in your ugliness, of your situations, of your trauma, of your pain. It's okay to find the beauty in that. As we wrap up this conversation on beauty, though, I want to leave you with a reminder about devotion. In sobriety, devotion isn't just about what we give up. It's about what we choose every day. It's choosing to love ourselves, to protect our peace, to honor our confidence, and to glow from within. I have an affirmation that I want y'all to take with y'all, and I hope y'all really do take this with you and make sure you are saying it to yourself. Either put it on a little post-it, put it on your work desk, put it in your phone, put it on your mirror. Do what I do. This is another tip for y'all. So that was the dropping gems segment, but here's another little tip or hack for y'all. I write affirmations on my mirrors, and I have a lot of mirrors at home, but that's also to remind me that, bitch, you the shit. Okay, that's an affirmation right there. You can put that on your mirror. I write them in red lipstick, but it's also a task to wipe off whenever you want to wipe it off, but I still do it. I write it in red lipstick. So here's an affirmation to take with you. I am devoted to my healing, my joy, and my divine glow. Every act of care is an act of love. And every day I show up, I shine brighter. So I am devoted to my healing, my joy, and my divine glow. Every act of care is an act of love. And every day I show up, I shine brighter. So carry that into your routine. Let it sit on your heart and let it remind you that the beauty is both the inside and the outside that's working together. If you can make it to the liquor store and slides in the bonnet, you can make it for 10 minutes to do a beauty routine, okay? And you can also use those 2 minutes to look yourself in the mirror and say your affirmations. Don't make no excuses about you ain't got time, because you got time and we got time today, okay? So I'm gonna challenge you. So just for this week, I want you to pick out one thing to add to your beauty routine. It could be moisturizer, or maybe that affirmation that I just gave you to put on your mirror. It could just be brushing your hair and just, if it's your hair, unlike my hair, that's not ever my hair. But no, seriously, it could just be brushing your hair and just appreciating the fact that you have it, that it's yours, that you're actually able to do that act of love for yourself, because there are some people who cannot do that for themselves. And then I want you to tell me what you did, put it in the comments, come back, put it in the comments, or go to social media at I am Glamo on either TikTok or Instagram. Send me a DM, leave it under one of my posts, and let me know what you did for yourself this week. Send me a text message, because I know some of y'all gonna text me. So send me a text message, let me know what you did. So here's the takeaway for today. Beauty isn't shallow, it's sacred when it's done for you. Recovery is more than just putting the bottle down. It's about finding joy, peace, and being pretty on purpose. And yes, you can pray, set boundaries, and still beat your face like a Sunday service. All right. Okay. So do me a favor, share this episode with your homegirls. I don't see y'all sharing it because enough people ain't liking and commenting and subscribing. So I need y'all to share this with y'all homegirls. So y'all know how we do. We always leave on a prayer. So breathe in. Lord, thank you for reminding us that we are fearfully and wonderfully made. Help us to love these bodies, these faces, these spirits, not just in recovery, but every single day. Show us how to pair our inner healing with our outer glow. And let our joy shine brighter than any highlighter ever could. Amen. Amen, amen. And y'all make sure y'all come back next week for another episode of Pretty Sober. And y'all already know how it go. Around here, we not just sober, we pretty sober. All right, y'all. Catch y'all next week. Thank you for joining me this week. See you later.